Would you believe me if I said I used to be a party girl? I want to share with you, so cheesy. I want to share with you how I changed my life from an extreme party girl to a entrepreneur. And it was a hard freaking journey. It wasn't fun. There's a lot of loss and a lot of tears, but anyone and everyone can do it if you have the mind to go after the life you know you are made for. And sometimes that means letting go of a lifestyle that you love so much. And don't get it twisted. Take me to Miami. We can have some fun. I can still go hard and have fun, but it's just not like what it used to be. So let me give you a little backstory because I feel like we're going into story time. Story time. So when I was in high school, I was always hanging out with this really good group. Like we had a really good group of friends. Probably still to this day, some of the coolest people I've ever met my whole entire life. I think we were all hard workers. We not only partied really hard, but we got really good grades. We were always just like supportive and on the sports teams. I guess the quote unquote popular kids. I am so grateful for everyone I went to high school with, but let me tell you, that's where the madness really started, was in high school. I will never forget, and if you went to high school with me and you know what I'm talking about, please just like this and like we all can be like, oh yeah, we get it. But there was this guy, and I don't even know if I want to tell this story, but it shows how low it was. I remember I would get out of high school. I used to work at the local grocery store, and so my friends would pick me up, take me to the grocery store. I would work, I would get off, we would go and have fun. And I have a little sister in middle school, so I don't want her to watch this and be like, Breeya did it, I can do that too, because we're so hard on her, which is good because she needs it. But anyways, so they would pick me up, we would have fun, and I would go home, sleep, do it all again. That was my lifestyle. And my friends that I had, we were crazy kids, such crazy kids. Been arrested with my friends. We would go and hang out. So I'm from Belton, and so in Belton there's this haunted house, and it's a train track, and I guess the store, I forgot how the legend goes, but it's this legend, and it actually really is spooky. It could be haunted for real, not gonna lie, for real, or there's just homeless people living there. I don't know. Either or, we would go there, hang out, drink, just to do kid stuff, race cars. We would also, because Belton where I'm from, has a military base, and so there would be vacant hangars. So we would go into the hangars and just swing around on the ropes and just have a really good time. I remember there was this one friend, and if she is watching this, she will remember and laugh. But we went on base, you guys, this is on base, and there was a bunch of mud, and she had a trailblazer, and we were like, let's just go fuck this up. And so we went mudding, right? And we didn't know the technique of how to do it. You're supposed to keep slow, keep this steady pace. And so she would ramped up to get in there and then braked, and then we got sunk. We were stuck in a mud pit in private property on the military base. We were so scared. We really thought we were gonna get in so much trouble. And so we call up our friends, and we're like, oh my God, who can tow us? Because everyone in Belton had trucks, right? Everyone knew how to tow. I don't know why we thought that, but we're like, who can tow us? Get your truck out here. We need help. We're stuck in this mud on the military base. It was wild. Anyways, her brother had to come, her bumper fell off. We had to buy this kid who tried to tow us. He had to walk in all the mud and ruined all his shoes. I think I smelled just nasty poo for a really long time. I don't think we hung out one-on-one after that. I think her mom was like, that Breeya girl is crazy. I actually had a few people's parents in high school literally tell their kid in front of me, do not hang out with this Breeya girl. She's bad news bears. And so it's wild to see where I'm at now. But I wish I could say that's where all of it kind of stopped. It didn't. My life got crazier as I went to college and I lived my college lifestyle. I mean, y'all, there was no party that I did not miss. But I did get A's and B's and I was actually on honor roll. So I'm telling you all this because I was a party girl. I got pretty decent grades, but I definitely knew how to have fun. And for the longest time, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I was young, I was, in college or in high school. And even though I've been arrested a few times and talked my way out of a few ones, I just never really saw it as like a big issue until I got out of college. And when I got out of college, I didn't understand the transition, which I think a lot of people go through it and it's not talked about enough. So if you're about to get out of college or you just got out of college, know that you're not alone. That transition from the lifestyle is so freaking hard. Just like coming from, I went to the University of Missouri, which is a high drinking culture. Kegs and eggs are a legit thing. If you're not familiar with kegs and eggs, you need to go to Mizzou. So I came from Mizzou. It's a huge drinking culture. And then I moved back to a kind of small town, big city feel of Kansas City. And I had a hard time acclimating. I mean, me and my friend who both graduated from Mizzou, we came from the same culture. We would just get sloshed every night. And I would spend easily $200 to $300 a night out. And we would go out Thursday through Sunday and just have a good time. And then we would brunch and happy hour. I mean, like, we were wild children. And one day, this is at the beginning of my real estate career, I went to go meet someone I've never met before in my life. I was doing a consultation, trying to sell my services, trying to sell who I was. I sit down with this guy at the local Starbucks and he goes, "Are you that girl?" That's nothing any girl wants to hear. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, "Aren't you that girl that was super drunk the other night? In Westport, I'll just say it, in Westport. Aren't you that girl that was super drunk in Westport? I vividly remember you. You were so drunk, I was actually nervous and I was going to call you a cab. You're that girl." You guys, I was mortified. Everyone has that moment in time where they're like, it's time to change. That was the time for me. So vividly, I was so embarrassed. And I realized that I had to make a choice. I think at that time I was 22, 23. I'm getting older. Like, do I want to stay and live this party lifestyle, which was really fun, but it wasn't conducive to where I wanted to go. So I had a choice. Like, do you want to stay and live that lifestyle, or do you want to actually see who exactly Breeya could be? And that night I chose, and I'm like, I'm done. And if you were a friend of mine at that time, you knew something in me changed. And I literally stopped hanging out with certain people. I stopped going out. I started to go to church more. I started to really care about, my reputation. I started to really understand that you are, no matter what you say, you are judged by your affiliations. So if I was hanging out with party girls, I was labeled as a partier. And I was hanging out with some hardcore people too. And I'm like, if this is the case, one person sees me out having fun, looking crazy, and I'm around all these other people who are maybe doing some hardcore stuff, they're probably assuming I am too, even though I'm not. So I really had to change. And you guys, that change it's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do if you are at that point where you're like, it's time, something's gotta give. Like, I got to change. It's time for me to actually live the life I know I'm destined to live. And yeah, that night I literally was like, okay, what do I need to do? The first thing I started doing is listening to motivational videos, just getting my mind in the right space. Second thing is I just cut off everyone for a little while, stopped drinking, stopped going out, and just was alone. And I went down this huge self-help journey. I just started to realize, who the hell is Breeya? What is going on? Who do I want to be? What do I need to do to be that person? And I slowly, every single day, took a step towards the Breeya I wanted to be. And the hardest thing I would have to say of me, like really transitioning and transforming my life, was losing all my friends for a minute, and learning who was really by my side and who was just a party friend, because there is a such thing, and being alone for a little while, and being alone with my mind, being alone with the answer to the question of, why am I really drinking like this? Why am I really partying like this? It was a very hard time, and I want to say dark time, but it wasn't even dark. It was like everything was coming up, and this is the part where everyone kind of gives up and they turn back, because it is hard, because you are going through it alone. You are battling so many things that a lot of people don't even know how to express. Like, I can't even express to you some of the things that were going through my mind, some of the reasons that were coming up, everything I was suppressing by keeping myself busy and keeping myself honestly drowned with alcohol, came up. And it was a really tough battle, but honestly, I don't regret it. And if you're going through this transformation, if you're wanting to transform your life, if you were a party girl and you're wanting to be a serious businesswoman, just know it's not too late. Just know that it's gonna be a hard journey, but you got this. Just know that you will lose friends. You will have people to say, you've changed, you're horrible, you're selfish. I mean, I've had people that I care about tell me that I was selfish, that I became this horrible person, that I thought I was better than everyone, that yeah, it was really hard. It was really hard, and it's really hard to have people you thought had your back and realize that they don't. I had people that I confided in and I told my life story to, and I thought really connected with, and I realized that when we weren't drinking or when we weren't sharing pain, that we actually had nothing in common. And that was a really tough one, because you feel like if you share everything with someone that they're your real friends, but when you go through this process, you'll realize they're not. They're just someone that you're sharing pain with, that you're transferring that pain with each other. And it's a hard journey. And I really do hope that, sorry, my dog's bumping the stand. Go. Oh, gosh, she's always in the videos. But I really do hope that you stay on your journey. I hope that you go for your journey, because let me tell you, it is worth it. Now I'm sitting back, and it's been almost 4 years that I started this journey. I've never loved myself more than I do today. I've never felt more connected with who I want to be, and I've never felt just more aligned and healthy, to be honest. To the point now where I'm learning to balance it. I'm learning that I don't just have to shut people off. I can allow people to live their life and still be friends with them. I can still go out to Miami and have a really good time. I love Miami. Not really. Now that I'm thinking, I don't really love Miami. I could definitely do Vegas over Miami, but Miami is I just like the beach. Anyways, those are okay. Miami. But anyways, you can have the balance. And now I'm at a place where it's like I have found success, and I know what that feels like, and I know what it looks like. And I'm in a place where I can look back at that time and be like, holy cow, that was so worth it. Like those nights I would cry because I felt so alone, or the Friday nights when I would go on Instagram and I'd see everyone like having fun and getting bottle service, and I'd be at home like reading my book, or doing a meditation. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm missing out, or maybe I made the wrong decision. You guys, there's so many times where I was like, I definitely made the wrong decision, because at the same time I was in the rut of my business, and when I went through my transformation, my business also tanked too. And it was just a really, really hard time for me. It was a really hard time, but looking back now, I would not change it for the world. I honestly wouldn't. So I want to encourage you, if you are wanting to transform your life and go from party girl to businesswoman, just know it's not too late. Just know all you have to do is believe in yourself. Know that it's going to be okay, and it's all going to pay off, because it honestly will. And if you do need love and support, know that I'm here. I know exactly what you're going through, male or female. Like it's hard, and it's something that's not talked about enough in a real way. Like how do you, like I remember, and then I'll wrap this up, but like I remember when I would go out to eat, and when I started this transformation journey, I would realize like, holy cow, I would have to drink every time I'd go out to eat. It wouldn't be just one, it'd be 3 or 4. Like there's no time that I would go out to dinner with my friends and we wouldn't walk out drunk. There's no happy hour that I would go to that we didn't have 3 or 4. Every Sunday after church, we would go. Not only would we go to church hungover, but we would leave church to go to brunch and drink more. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't realize how bad my life was until I got to step back. And it's going to be eye-opening for you, and it's going to be scary, but just know that it's all going to pay off, and it's all going to be worth it. It truly, truly, truly is. And when you get to the place 4 or 5 years from now, you're going to look back and say, I am so happy that the past me made that decision to change and to go after the business and go after the life that I know I deserve. So if you are going through this transformation, baby girl, I'm so proud of you. It's going to be amazing. It really, really is. I know it's going to suck. It's going to be freaking hard, but it's going to be worth it. It really is. I can't say it enough, because it really is going to be worth it. If you need a little bit of encouragement or motivation, please subscribe to this channel. I know it's not going to fulfill everything that you're going to lose at first, but it could be a light in the darkness. It could be a channel you can go to find some motivation, and just to know that I was there. I did it too. I remember all those things. I remember everything that I lost. I remember the transformation I had to go through. I remember how hard it is. And if I can do it, so can you. So if this was at all helpful or just interesting, put a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you thought it was complete horseshit, and we won't do it again. It's just that simple. Always subscribe for, I really need to find some catchy like little sayings. Just subscribe if you like. Don't be selfish. Share this with a friend who's definitely going through a transformation, that's having a really hard time. Let them know that they're not alone, because honestly, it's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck. And it's super freaking lonely. But you don't have to be alone. Join and subscribe. I'm coming with new videos every Sunday and Wednesday, and I'm here for you. And if you like this video and you're going through a transformation and you're having a freaking hard time, find me on Instagram at Breeya_J. Send me a direct message and be like, I saw your transformation video. Girl, I'm going through it too. And let's chat, because I'm here and I know exactly how it feels. So find me on Instagram. All right, have a great day. Bye.